You should give me the credit of that. And then there were a lot of businesses, right? And then we were stuck in this real estate SLA rut of people saying, well, there was one there before, so what difference is it? How is it going to be? It's not going to be worse. It'll just be the same. And yet it could get worse, and in fact, it get worse. And that's where we are and why we think about it a little more thoughtfully now, because we understand that just saying something was there before, so that should justify allowing something again, is not necessarily sufficient.
But that's not. But we didn't just come on and just say blankly that. And the other thing is, I think. I mean, I don't. You're going to chill. You're going to chill business though, because if we have to come in here think like. I mean, you basically just. What I'm understanding from Clint is there's no way. And if that's the case, then we purchase.
And then we can move to a resolution to deny if that's the case. Again, I'm happy to hear you explain your experience. It's 20-1, and we have 4 more items. So we have to move this discussion along. We're just talking in circles.
Okay, so then how about this? Can we please put our experience on the record and then withdraw? Or is that not necessary?
Well, if you're going to withdraw,
you'll be coming back next month.
Or coming back in the future, it's not necessary because you're going to be heard again, and you can write it down on a piece of paper in a more comprehensive way.
Okay, we read it. More time. We certainly need more time than the next 30 seconds to deal with, what just kind of.
Yeah. I don't want to cut you off, but
have an opportunity to talk, and we'll move on to something else.
We have to go. We have to move on from this.
Well, I guess
I'm sorry.
So we're withdrawing. Is that understood?
If that's your decision, yes, you have the option to do that.
Respond and meet with us as we asked before. We're very open to doing so. We need them to make themselves available. Also, we've been very open to it. Whoever is on the line.
You're asking the residents of the.
I'm sorry, Alex. I know you've been waiting, but we've endured this long, arduous process right now. With all due respect, to make it like we did not communicate, they emailed us. They emailed every single block association in the area. It was obviously our area that we mostly focused on. We responded to them very clearly. The residents voted. We had meetings with them. We told them the process. We showed the application to the residents. The residents saw what they presented. They knew the history of the thing, and they voted not to support this. We represented this. They asked us specifically. There was a little delay in our communication. He didn't respond right back, which is fine because we didn't respond right away either due to the delay. But when he did ask, we told him the issues. We're happy to have this conversation again, but this is going in circles. The issue is their method of operation.
We talked about adjusting it. We spent the entire last hour talking, whatever it is.
We need a restaurant there. We need something that's not going to have a high impact. But I'm happy to talk to you again. But we've had this conversation. It's going in circles now. I'm happy to talk to you again. I'm happy for residents to tell you how bad it's been here. Since you think this area has been great, it's not. It's not. We're happy to tell you how bad it is. We can show you photographs, anything you would like. We can show you. We can do those things.
Well, that's fine. I understand that's your perspective, and I guess we can continue to talk about it. And obviously not everyone shares that perspective, but okay. All right. Well, I guess the issue of continuing to go back and forth, I guess we'd like to withdraw our application, and thank you for your time this evening, and we will be in touch.
Okay, so I'll send the community board office an email that you intend to be on the agenda next month. If that changes, and they'll put you on the agenda automatically. If that changes, then you have to let the community board office know.
Okay.
You'll get notifications anyway about the things that you have to provide in advance of the meeting. So you'll have opportunities to respond also. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You.
All right, good night.
Good night.
All right, moving on to number 13, which is a beer wine license for 173 Orchard Street. This was previously Rosario's Pizza. Are the applicants here for that license application?
Yes, we're here.
Oh. All right. And who's Donald, who's present?
Yep, I'm here, and Joe Ellen is here, and Michael, are you on? Don't hear Michael.
Will's on.
Will is on, who is our manager, and Joe Ellen, one of the owners, is on.
What's Will's
I'll text Richie. He said he was on, but he may have got pulled off. Everything took so long.
Okay.
What's Will's last name?
Watkins.
Thank you. Okay. So this is an application for wine beer license in a location that was previously unlicensed. I gave history to the committee, but it was history for the other storefronts at this address. This is an application that had no listed C of O, 8 tables and 16 seats. The hours are 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Monday through Thursday, 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. Friday and Saturday, with alcohol service ending at 12 a.m. The questionnaire said 4 a.m. The notice is to neighborhood groups said closing at 5 a.m. Prep area, and it's identified as a tavern, although pizza places have usually been identified as restaurants, even if they don't have full kitchens. It says tavern with minimal food. In the SLA notice, it says prep area serving food all hours, consisting of pizza and associated foods. Closed facade, 1 TV. It says recorded background music in the questionnaire, but there's no agreement to it on the stipulations. No promoted events, scheduled performance or covers. That's also not agreed to on the stipulations at the end of the questionnaire. It says an intention to host cooking classes, no security, no soundproofing, no pub crawls or party buses, happy hours to 8 p.m. No agreement about no wait lines. There's no agreement about having staff responsible for patrons and noise outside. All that's listed in terms of the applicant experience is that the applicant has operated a business in Long Island from 2016 to 2020, but the principals on the application applied for a business at 99 Stanton Street within the past, I want to say when we heard the application. I'm sorry, I wrote it down on a piece of paper because it was something that I had to pull after recognizing the names. I just have to go look through my minutes. But for what was formerly Stanton Social, a resident submitted a letter in opposition saying that there are 7 pizza restaurants within 2 blocks. The previous business operated for decades without a license, and that without the license, there's still a late night noise from that business. Okay. Is there anything you want to say or any presentation you want to make with respect to the application?
Yes, so it was Rosario's for over 50 years selling pizza, where Rosario's just closed this year. We're taking over the space. We're completely redoing the inside, and we'll make some changes in the outside, and we'll call it Zazzy's Pizza. The menu is going to be upgraded from what Rosario's had. In addition to some very creative and interesting pizzas, they're going to have calamari, plant-based foods, vegetarian meatballs and hamburgers, poppers. It's going to be a more rounded menu than what Rosario's had. When we submitted this, it was actually almost an administrative approval because it is beer and wine with a midnight close. The reason why we were told we were asked to come tonight is because on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, even though beer and wine service will end at midnight, we would remain open until 4 in the morning. And Joellen, you can correct me. Will, I don't think it's 5 a.m. I think it's 4 a.m.
No, it's 4 a.m.
It's 4 a.m. So
right.
Again, 7 days a week, beer and wine only until midnight. And then during the week, when beer and wine service ends at midnight, the place will close. Only on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will it stay open past that without beer and wine service. It is a small place. There are 8 tables, 16 seats.
So Donald, just so you know, it doesn't qualify for an administrative approval if alcohol service ends at 12. The business has to close.
No, I understand that. I understand that. That's what I just
said. I know
said.
you said that's the only reason, but that's like a principal reason. That's just how the administrative approval process is.
And that's what I said. The reason why we're told to come here is because we're not closing the business at midnight those nights. So that's why we're here. As I said, we're applying for a letter of no objection. According to the architect, even though legal occupancy can be 74, the maximum intended occupancy is 27. So this is a small place. It's been operated as a pizza place for 55 years. We're going to continue to do that, upgrading the food and all of the other conditions that you would normally request. And if we miss some checks in the box, I thought a supplemental questionnaire had been sent to the office. Maybe you didn't get that, I don't know. Any doors and windows will close by 10 p.m. It'll be background recorded music only. There's no outdoor space. And all of the other stipulations that you normally had, we will agree to.
I think this says that the facade is closed.
I'm sorry?
Doesn't have the doors or windows. Your questionnaire says
doors and windows will close by 10 p.m., 11 p.m., whatever your policy is.
No, but the questionnaire says that the facade is fixed.
The questionnaire says what?
Because there are no open doors or windows other than the entrance door.
Well, it is the entrance doors that are the French doors. They're double doors.
They're putting in a new door that's going to be a
no, Donald.
Door. Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
No, it's not. It always had double French doors. I mean, we're just painting, or we're putting in a new door because the old one is old.
Mm-hmm.
The other windows are stationary. They don't open.
Yes, I understand that. Okay. There anything else?
Well, I would just reiterate that Rosario's was open to 5 a.m., but we're choosing not to be to 4 a.m. And the menu is quite extensive. We put in a whole new kitchen so that we can do much more than just pizza. And of course, in the COVID environment, we're looking for the delivery service and contactless purchasing. We have an app so that you can pre-order, and that so that we're not dealing with a lot of people in the store for long periods of time.
Okay, is that it?
If you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer the questions.
Mm-hmm. Why does the notice say tavern with minimal food, and the identification as a pizza place with a prep area as opposed to a kitchen, when you're talking about upgrading the menu and becoming or having an even more expansive menu than the previous business?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It may have been that was the information we got when the notice went out, but we'll modify that, and if necessary, we'll send an amended notice. But you okay. Have the menu and you have the full thing.
Mm-hmm. I've just never seen, unless there's like an accompanying bar, and I'm not saying that there is here, but I've just never seen a pizza place not identify itself as a restaurant.
Yeah,
well, I think Donald needs to amend that.
Yeah, we can change that.
The comment about
there is no bar in this place. There's no bar. There's a place where you can walk up and get food and order. There's no bar.
It has to be amended to a restaurant, and I think the comment about the prep is very early on. We weren't sure that we could configure the kitchen to the degree that we did, but we had a terrific consultant, and we were able to do it so that now we can offer this broad-based menu to the community.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions or comments? And are there any speakers?
Would anyone like to speak to this item that is still on?
I signed up to speak.
Go ahead, David.
Yeah. So again, this is Orchard Street. Hair of the Dog is diagonally across the street. Pizza Beach is on across the street too, and they've become a very, very noisy neighbor. 82 Stanton is just a few steps away. They've become a very, very noisy neighbor. The Skinny has 2 decades running of being an incredibly noisy neighbor, even during the COVID times. So this is not just Orchard Street, but this specific corner has some really, really serious problems with noise and people having trouble sleeping at night. Rosario was open, which was only 20 years, not 55. Even though we didn't have a liquor license, there would still be cars stopping in the street, waiting on food to be delivered to their car to go. And they'd be blasting their radios and music, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and nothing was ever done about that. Currently, the facade is fixed. It should remain that way. And I think doors and windows closed at 10 p.m. or when music is being played.
That's fair. We don't intend to be the noisy neighbor.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm a little disturbed to hear that the occupancy can be as high as stated. Talking about the 74 and not the 24, but from what I've seen in your layout, it looks like you're going to keep it pretty much the way Rosario was. I live in the building. I'm 2 floors above you.
Yeah, well, first, if I can address that, first of all, we checked on the stipulation, the provision about closing everything by 10 p.m. or whenever amplified sound is playing. So we've already agreed to that.
Yeah, that's about all I have to say.
So you try to get around the fact that you still want 2 nights at 4 o'clock in the next day?
I'm sorry, was that a question?
I didn't hear that, Herman. I'm sorry, we didn't hear that.
Go ahead, Herman.
Are you still, by saying you agree with that when the door is closed still means that you're still thinking about the 2 days at 4 o'clock in the morning closing?
Yeah, once you mean closing the doors and windows?
No, I'm talking about the hours anyway. Why,
yeah, well,
why
Rosario's
in the morning?
Yeah, I mean, we're actually closing earlier than Rosario's because they stayed open later. We're closing at midnight during the week.
They didn't have a liquor license.
I understand that, but they stayed open later. I mean, they were
They
open
did
till
not have a
4 a.m.
liquor license.
I know that. I know they didn't have a license, but their hours were till 4 a.m. When we're open till 4 a.m., we're not going to be selling beer and wine that late. We're going to be ending the service of beer and wine at midnight. So late night hours, there's not going to be any beer and wine consumed or sold in our premises.
So why it's all that necessary for you? I still don't see the necessary for, if you're not going to sell beer and wine, what's the reason for the 2 hours or 3 hours?
It's actually 4 hours.
There's still going to be serving pizza. I mean, you're talking about a neighborhood where you're concerned there are a lot of bars. I think having a place where people can go eat and get something to eat, obviously, it's a good thing to have. And they've been doing that night. This gentleman said 20 years. The sign says they've been around since 1963. Maybe they were located somewhere else. I don't know.
They were located on Houston Street and Houston Street.
Okay.
That they got buyed out somewhere near to Cats, right there. Yeah. So I know where they are because I've been here for 50 something.
I think if they've been around for that long in the neighborhood, then there's obviously a need. If they closed as a result of COVID, that's obviously a huge aberration. But if they've managed all these years to operate selling pizza, there's a demand and need that serves the community. And because of the upgrade to the menu and the food and putting in a full kitchen in the basement, we want to be able to serve beer and wine. We're not looking for full alcohol. This is not an on-premises license.
I'm not against the beer and wine, but I don't see the extra.
Yeah.
People seem to want it.
Okay. Yeah. People want it because people want, after they're at the bars, they want the drunk pizza. I don't have the energy right now to discuss that any further.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not opposed to this. It's a logistical nightmare to try and enforce stopping serving alcohol. I know you say you're going to, but your manager's there, someone comes in at 1, they want to buy another beer, it's going to happen. But that's, I don't know.
I understand you making that comment, but I think again, you know, we have to be good neighbors, and we're not out to make that extra buck. We are as committed, and I know until we live with you and you see it, we are as committed to not being a part of what you've referenced is happening elsewhere on the street. We're serving great food during the time period where we can add the craft beer, micro beers, and some very good organic wines. We would like to do that. Otherwise, we're just serving food, and we're keeping to almost the same hours as Rosario's, because we think there's a need for that. And a lot of it we think will be delivery, not necessarily, because people during COVID, the delivery side of the business has increased dramatically.
Yes. We have one more speaker that is signed up. DM, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll be quick about it. First, Donald, I think we had confusion. It was, thank you for sending an email that I didn't get. We discussed that. It was not 120. I think you wrote 120 Orchard. I think you meant this application. So I apologize for that miscommunication.
Oh, yeah.
Because you wrote to me 120 Orchard.
Yeah,
okay, but nonetheless, you know, this is a beer and wine. We know we don't have a lot of room to really push back on anything, but I would like to state for the record just a couple of concerns. I just want clarification that basement's not, there's no plan in the future to be anything in that basement but a kitchen.
Yeah, it's just back of house, no patrons in the basement.
Ever, and this is not one of those situations like in 6 months, we're going to upgrade to liquor right away or anything like that. Is that what we're thinking about this space? And
no,
Joellen, what is going, and my other question is, Joellen, you have, you and your son and another partner, forgive me, I forget his name, had
Michael Ritchie.
Oh yeah, Michael Ritchie, you have the place kitty corner to Rosario's. Is that still happening at 99 Stanton?
No.
Oh, so that's no longer
that's a COVID
casualty.
What is it? Casualty, yes, that's the word.
Okay, so I just was okay. So this will be your only space. This will be your only space in the neighborhood then at this point.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, and I invite you anytime to come down to the basement. And if you did, you would chuckle because there's no way anybody's.
I just wanted clarification because you know that basement was it was just a concern. So
no.
Okay, so my only thing, Alex, is we just hope that, there's not much we can do here, but we hope that we can adjust. It's sad that we lost Rosario's because that is an institution. And we know that people did, the pizza thing at night at 5 a.m. could be a little annoying, but he'd been there forever since Houston and now here. So that's a sad loss for the neighborhood. So I just want to state that. So thank you.
I have a question on the basement. I think the basement is accessible only through the sidewalk hatch.
No, there's a staircase down to the basement in interior, but it's very steep. It would not be something that you would invite a customer. We have we have some desks down there. We have our soda machines down there. We have our freezer down, a freezer. It's a prep area. Nobody's gonna have customers coming down to the basement. I don't even go down the basement because I don't like the stairs.
Okay, we can include that in the resolution. Does anybody, Clint spoke, does anybody else, and Herman, Ellen, do you want to say anything? I can go to, yes? I don't know, Ellen took off her.
She's muted, but
her,
she said no, she's fine. So.
Okay. So then I'll go to the making of a resolution, which is that, and I did look up the hours for Rosario. It was 3 and 5. So 5 Friday and Saturday, 3 other nights. At least the advertised hours that I was looking at online. So, so a whereas clause that it's an application for a beer and wine license what the elements of the application are. I will include this basement used for kitchen and storage. What the prior use of was of the location, that it was previously an unlicensed pizza place that had been open at that location for 20 years, but had a history in the neighborhood that went back many decades. Given that this applicant is seeking to operate a similar business with similar hours of operation and has agreed to end alcohol service by 12 a.m., we would approve with stipulations governing its method of operation as being operating as a full-service pizza restaurant with a kitchen open and serving food all hours. Hours would be 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Mondays through Thursday, 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays.
Actually,
with alcohol
Alex.
service. What?
Oh, no, sorry, never mind. I was reversing it. When you said kitchen open and serving food. Yes, kitchen open and serving food all hours, just not alcohol. Go on, sorry.
Let me just get clarification,
Alcohol.
Joelle. Was the 4 a.m. Joelle on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or just Friday, Saturday?
I believe that Rosario's was Friday,
says
Saturday,
Friday.
and Sunday.
Yeah, I think we put down
Rosario
Friday,
is
Saturday, and
considered
Sunday.
Okay, Friday, Saturday. Really, Sunday? When I look at Rosario's online, it says 5 o'clock Friday and Saturday and 3 o'clock all the other days.
When I looked them up originally, they had Sunday. Not that I think that we necessarily will follow
Sunday
that.
Yeah, Sunday seems like a strange
Yeah.
day to ask for those hours.
That's okay. We can amend that then. We can do just
So
Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
I thought I was
Thank you.
just following Rosario's.
So 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. Friday and Saturday, with alcohol service ending at 12 a.m. all days. No commercial use of outdoor space, closed fixed facade with no open doors or windows, and the entrance door, if you prop it open, closing at 10 by 10 p.m. Or when amplified sound is playing.
Sorry, Alex.
But,
Alex, was that confirmed as a fixed facade or not?
yes. So recorded background music, no DJs, live music, promote events, scheduled performances or events with covers, no alteration without first coming before the community board, no pub crawls or party buses, no unlimited drink specials, happy hours to 8 p.m., no wait lines outside, and somebody responsible for overseeing crowds and noise outside.
Well, I think we checked that someone would be responsible for monitoring outside.
That's what I said.
Okay.
I said somebody responsible, staff person responsible for overseeing crowds and noise or people and noise outside. Okay, is there a second or an amendment?
I'll second.
Thank you, Clint. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. 4 yes, 0 no. Donald, you want me to send the stipulation form to you?
Yes, please.
Alex, may I ask? You did get in the facade stays fixed, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Alex, you can send that to me.
Okay. All right, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Moving on to item number 14,
Oh, geez, how do you get out of this?
Hi.
Oh. Sorry for the late night hour.
I'm sorry, I sent it as Marco originally. That's my son's account that he was using, so I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay.
I apologize.
Is your applicant here?
Yes, he is.
He
Where
was.
is he?
Michael Camacho.
Yeah, he was.
He's right there.
Yes. Hello.
Oh, you were signed in under. You actually signed in under a different
I know.
name, I think.
I saw it, and I.
Can you just tell us your name again? Because your page doesn't reflect what your name is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry. Michael Camacho.
Yep, perfect.
Thank you. Okay, so this is it says application for a restaurant with a full menu, recorded music, no outdoor space on the ground floor and basement. That's the notice. This is for the location that was Ruby. We don't have electronic history for it, but I pulled our own history. So we had an application in February of 2000 for a restaurant with recorded music, no outdoor space. We had another application in September and August of 2000 for no outdoor space, restaurant, no outdoor space, and the addition of live music consisting of a piano. And we made a resolution in September of 2000 that we would approve the OP license for that location, provided the applicant would not change the method of operation stated in the questionnaire that we received, and close its facade at 10 p.m. The present application is, it says for a C of O of 30, but that doesn't make sense. With 3 tables and 12 seats inside, 30 seats in the backyard, and 10 seats at a sidewalk cafe. Just make a note. A 25-foot bar with 4 stools, hours of 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. all days inside, closing at 10 p.m. Sunday through Wednesday, 11 p.m. Thursday through Saturday outside, a kitchen open all hours. But then in the stipulations, it says less than a full service kitchen, a closed facade, no television, live entertainment level music from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. all days, promoted events and scheduled performances, but no events with cover fees. 1 security guard all days from 7 to 11, existing soundproofing, no pub crawls or party buses, no happy hours. And they're both filled out. So no happy hours or happy hours ending at 8 p.m. When I say both, it's both sections of the questionnaire that say either no happy hours should be checked off or when they would end by. No wait line, staff outside. The applicant counted 10 OPs within 500 feet. Lists no license experience, but no similar experience. And then I sent a notification to Mr. Ruiz because this is zoned R7A C15, and this is a long-standing jazz venue, which I know to have scheduled performances, which are not consistent with zoning, and which I also looked up and I saw Yelp reviews reflecting from 2009 through 2020 cover fees, service charges for the band, and music donations, and also reflecting regular scheduled performances. The backyard seems to have been used in the past because people who patronize the location reference going to it. In Yelp, they call it the secret backyard, but it's never been part of it wasn't part of the original application. It's never been part of any of the renewal notices, although the type of music over the course of the renewals has changed from live music to recorded music to live music and recorded music to no music specified to recorded music. And I don't know whether or not there's ever been a sidewalk cafe here. This is Avenue B. There are not many sidewalk cafes. And if there has never been one, then the applicant has to apply separately, and we wouldn't consider it as part of this application. Go ahead. There's your opportunity to make a presentation or a statement about the application, or clarify any of the information.
Thank you. So Mr. Cox is taking over the existing premises.
Can you just speak up, please, because you sound very far away?
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still a little difficult to hear you, actually.
Can you hear me now?
Do you know where your mic is on your computer or your phone?
It's my son's. This is the only microphone that I have in my house, so this is the first time I'm using it. So it's my son's computer. So
when you moved the last time, it was a little quieter. So whichever direction, I think you moved.
When you got closer, it was quiet. It was better to hear you.
That's better. That's a little better. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Great.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So Camacho has been the manager of the premises for almost 6 years. He's taken over the existing locations to purchase asset, furniture, fixtures, and equipment. He wants to be able to keep the live entertainment. He does not want to look to charge any type of cover charge. And he wants to be able to, and I understand because I did a couple of FOIA requests and everything. So I understand from looking at everything between the history and everything else, that certain things, weren't, properly done, but he's looking to be able to take over the place and keep the premises, quiet, entertainment, community friendly and everything else.
I'm sorry, I'm still having a lot of trouble hearing you.
Sorry.
I can try repeating.
I'm trying to find the right angle. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the right angle. Can you hear me?
Yeah, let me see if I understood what you said. You said he's been the manager for 6 years, that he's purchased the assets, that he wants to continue having the live music, that he's not going to have cover fees. And then I think you may have said something about the outdoor space and being in a difficult place, but I'm not sure that I heard correctly.
I kind of misunderstood you on that last part because he broke out a little bit.
Did you say anything with respect to wanting to use the outdoor space?
Yes.
Okay, what did you say?
So he's looking to use the backyard outdoor area. The only reason he's using the front outdoor area at the moment is because of COVID and because everything has to be outdoor dining at the moment.
So when he references the sidewalk cafe, he just he's referencing now what he's using as part of the executive order and the city's EEO.
Yeah, so
okay.
Yeah, so the outside.
So it's not part of the actual.
Because the outdoor is not legally licensed for outdoor cafe, and it's only being used right now because of the executive order.
Okay. All right. So, but he wants to continue operating as a restaurant, having a kitchen and serving. Well, is there a kitchen? Because it said two different things. It says kitchen in one area, it says less than a kitchen in another area.
So there is a kitchen, limited food menu. It's not a full service restaurant. Mm-hmm.
But then food service all hours?
Yes. Food will be available all open hours of operation.
So if it's not a full service restaurant, what is it? Restaurant bar or restaurant?
It's more of a bar tavern.
Okay, so go ahead. Is there anything you wanted to say?
Thank you for your time and inspiration. But I would consider us a bar with really.
You consider, I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. Go ahead.
I consider us as a bar with really good food and healthy food. Like, I can give you a little description of that if you'd like.
Okay. So then how do you have live music now? And what's your intention in terms of having live music going forward?
We just have live music from 7 to 9. It's jazz. It's, I call it wallpaper. It's for the environment more than anything. Ruby has a very special atmosphere about it. It's very romantic. It's a very hot date spot.
Instead of background purposes, you know how you like play background music?
Yeah, same kind of thing.
Okay, so I mean, you can have music that accompanies your method of operation as a restaurant or a tavern, full service restaurant, half service restaurant, however it's identified. But Ruby has always had scheduled performances and it has had covers. And those things can't be part of, and I just have to repeat it even though I sent an email about it, those things can't be part of the zoning because the zoning for this location is the zoning that I've brought up multiple times with other locations that prohibits scheduled performances and events with cover fees, and also patron dancing. But I don't have any reason to believe that any of your patrons are dancing, which is why I'm not referencing it here. But there is, like, I mean, it has a big sign on it that says, basically, you know, we're a jazz venue, and it's there are many references to the regular scheduled jazz and covers. So it has happened in the past. That we're hearing this now is why we're addressing it now, because there are many places that are not operating necessarily consistent with what the zoning requires. And when we usually raise it with people is when they're coming before us. And that's why I'm bringing it up now. But, you know, we could approve live music. We can't approve anything that's scheduled or is accompanied by covers. And the idea of paying charging a service charge to, I know, but your patrons who patronize you, you know, you've been the manager there. Over the course of years, they're referencing being charged a service charge for the band. That's the same thing. A required charge, that's the same thing as a cover charge for the band. I think it's perceived the same way.
Right.
You understand that?
Sure do. But we're not doing that anymore. We tried it. We learned the hard way. It didn't work for us. And the musicians play for tips, basically. So, and there's no cover charge as we speak. The community loves the music, you know. So, but that's easy.
Okay.
Easy to the scheduling. We don't. The owner was always scheduling music, but on and off the years, from what I understand. So, but we don't have to schedule it, and there's no cover. That's
Okay. And then in terms of the backyard, when were you proposing opening it? Because I only have proposed closing hours.
I don't know. I'm trying to feel my way through this. And this is the first time that the outdoor really was a factor because of the pandemic. And so I'm learning as I'm not used to.
I think she was just referring to the opening hours, not when you're, opening hours, not during, not when you're going to open during pandemic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's
okay. Your business opens at 5, so the backyard can't open before 5.
Correct. And we've been opening at 6, to be quite frank. So the 5 o'clock is during normal, under pre-COVID. For happy hour, we would open up at 5, but we're not doing that now. The neighborhood's kind of quiet, so 6 o'clock is reasonable. And the backyard. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was, and so as far as the backyard is concerned, we would open at 6 if we can, and then we wouldn't go very late. That's for sure. I was thinking during the week we'd stay open till 10. Keep the kitchen open till 10, and on the weekends like Friday, Saturday night till 11, if that's doable.
Okay. And it says the number of seats you're proposing to have in the backyard. Do you have tables? And then how many?
We have tables, 15 tables. 15 round tables.
Do you have 2 top tables outside?
Yes.
Are they regular tables or are they high top tables?
Regular tables.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else have any questions?
We did have someone that wanted to speak. Laura Sewell requested to speak. Oh, Laura, you're muted.
Oops. Okay.
There you go.
Sorry. Just wanted to make sure we could all see each other. I just wanted to share some observations because this is on my route between where I work and where I live. And hello, Rosa. It's nice to see you again, and your dog is adorable.
Thank you.
So, I'm sorry. I've started it now.
I'm listening.
Okay. So I just have a few questions. Right now the music is basically happening in the, see, there's no point in my talking till this is over.
I might as well get my
yeah. She's starving.
I bet.
Go ahead.
All right. So
I
just want to share some observations. So the music is now like in the front window, and then the people who are in the curb lane seating, watch, which is what's happening. So, when it was contained, I've lived in the neighborhood a long time, not as long as Herman, but a long time. So when it was contained within the building, I was always glad I didn't live in that building, but I get that people like it, and who doesn't like jazz? Now that it is on the block, I'm glad I don't live on the block, because as much as I like it, I wouldn't. And I have to say, it has been a short window, which is tolerable, I think. But it is consistent, and now I'm glad I don't live on the block, because you hear it as soon as you hit 10th or 11th Street. It's not amplified, but it's jazz. Somebody's playing a horn instrument, you can hear it. So what I'm curious about is the backyard aspect, how people are coming for the music. So how will it work in the backyard? Will there be speakers out there where you hear what's going on?
No,
you
no,
know, outside, or what's that gonna be like?
That's a great.
no, Laura, not at all. I know it's been a little kind of hectic between COVID and everything, you know, and everybody's trying to get their way around everything. But that's not this type of environment, and you've been around long enough to know that this is not that type of establishment. So,
well, I want to hear what the plans are for this, rather than, because it's different. I've been here through several different incarnations, you know, and I have to say the music's much better now than it was when the frat boys were sitting in with their horn to impress their girls. But I just want to know what the plans are specifically for the backyard, without making, you know, getting into personalities or anything. Just you know.
Sure. Well, I have to make this allusion here. Nobody here knows that I have a music background. So I was a pop star in the 80s. I have a jazz background as well. In Beverly Hills, where I was like the quote unquote Sinatra of Beverly Hills, I was very successful at sounding like wallpaper, meaning I had to be at a low volume, having dinner, and it couldn't be too loud. So I have a real intrinsic appreciation for volume being at a listenable level so people can speak and talk while drinking and eating. So as far as the backyard is concerned, I'm not planning on doing any music in the backyard at all.
Okay, that's all I really needed to know. So if we could get that in the stipulations, if there are stipulations for this, that would be great. My other issues that I've heard from the Open Street folks, for one thing, it does get very crowded on the sidewalk there. The corral is fine, and I know everyone's trying to maximize all they have, but B is super narrow. So we've constantly asked certain restaurants, and I represent the East Village Community Coalition. We have long been small business supporters, so I get all sides of this. But just to remind everyone that the staff, that the sidewalk is not theirs. It belongs to the people who are walking up and down. So that's just an important thing that I think will help in the long term.
Sure.
With the whole Open Street program. And it's really easy to be, you know, you're focused as a server on the people in the corral and not on the people using the sidewalk, but it's just an important thing to remember. And the same thing goes for the street. I've heard there's been some double parking.
Yeah, it's so difficult.
I know.
You have the Dash people delivering food.
Yeah.
And then you also have the Ubers, and I'm constantly reprimanding these guys for double parking, you know, like that. And it drives me up a wall. I can't wall, and it's hard to mitigate. No,
I understand restaurant owners are being asked to police a lot of stuff they never had to even think about before, but it is an issue. So it's just something it's particularly, you know, be sure it's not your patrons or whatever.
It's not my patrons, because I would never allow that. There's no way. I'm really like staunch about a lot of things. So I'm very careful and mindful about that. But as far as the staff, I just wanted to ask you, so you're suggesting that the staff stay on the inside after they've served the customers and not?
Yeah, it's not just you. It's just a general tendency that the sidewalk becomes a wait station, and it isn't. It's a place for pedestrians to walk. It's very narrow. Yeah. If we came and measured, I don't think we'd find 8 feet. So let's not have to go there.
Right.
And just pull it back a little bit. I think that would be very helpful.
That's easy. Real easy.
And as far as the zoning and what's permitted here, I will leave that to the committee. Thanks for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions or comments? Anybody from the committee? Do you want to go to the making of resolution? Herman? No. I can tell.
No, I'll just, just comment that, I've up and down Avenue B quite frequently, and I find the jazz music quite pleasant when I'm walking up and down the street. What I don't know is if I did live on that block, hearing it constantly for hours, if I was trying to do something else, might be frustrating. But you have had quite a few 311 complaints, and a lot of them are non-crime corrected, which means the police showed up and did something. They talked to someone, doesn't mean they cited you, but it's just something to consider. And, I guess I know that the stuff isn't amplified if it's in your front window, but I have a feeling that's maybe going to just take care of itself at some point soon anyways, with the temperature dropping.
We also spoke with Alexis of the 12th Street Block Association, and I wanted to make sure that there was no complaints or any issues or whatever, and she said there was no complaints, and I asked if she wanted to have a meeting with anyone else, and she said she would get back to me.
Yeah, there's been, just in the last 6 months, there's been 25. And then when I went down through here, there's, counting roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like there was at least 10 of those, without going further, that were non-crime corrected. But again, that just means the police showed up and found something that, doesn't mean they cited you, but.
Yeah, I don't think 12th Street would really be the issue unless you go in, music comes into the backyard. I belong to the gardens on 12th Street, and we wouldn't hear it unless it was in the backyard. It's residents of Avenue B who are impacted.
But again, I think, with the cold weather, you're not going to be hanging out the windows much longer anyways, so.
Very thing, and again, this is like a learning curve.
It's, as Laura said, it's COVID, so times are a little different right now. Just going forward, after COVID's over, I don't think you should continue doing that.
Thank you, Clint.
Can we go to the making of a resolution now then?
Yep, I'm ready for that.
All right, so whereas what the applicant is applying for, what the elements of the application are, what the history is of the location. The history is approved by us, and when the license was issued, what the zone and after elements of application, I guess I would put in that the applicant is purchasing the business and has been the manager for 6 years. And intending to maintain the business name and method of operation. That's all right. Whereas what the zoning is for the location, what the zoning prohibitions are for the location, and that the business had operated with scheduled performances and cover fees, as well as service charges for bands playing. But the applicant has now stated that he wouldn't have those things as part of the method of operation consistent with the zoning. And I'll put in also that Laura spoke and what her concerns were with respect to the noise, to the potential noise from outside, as well as noise emanating from the business. And also at the beginning, I'll put that the applicant represented that it was not applying for a sidewalk cafe as part of this application. Because it's the notice. So that I would then say that we would support this application.
Alex, the one thing you missed, Alex, is that they would not have music in the backyard.
No, I'm going to. I can make a whereas clause about that, but I certainly can go to stipulations.
Oh, okay. That. Yes. That's fine. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What was
Also number of LPs in the area. Whereas given that this is a long-standing business and the applicant is going to maintain the business name and method of operation, we would support this application for full on-premises liquor license with stipulations governing its method of operation with the following stipulations, and consistent with zoning with the following stipulations, which would be operating as an American restaurant tavern with a kitchen open and serving food during all hours of operation, with hours of operation for the interiors of 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. all days, with a, with a closed facade with no open doors or windows.
No, there are open windows though.
Oh, I'm sorry, because it says closed facade, and I just heard that from Laura. It says closed facade on the application. So then it would be windows closing at 10 p.m. or whenever there's any amplified sound, which would include sound from live music, which is specifically stated in the stipulation. So, okay. At 10 p.m., then it would be, I'm sorry, so recorded and live music. And, here it says entertainment level. What you described was background level. I'm not quite sure, and it sounds like it's entertainment level rather than background level. I'm not quite sure how to identify the sound level.
So there will be live entertainment, but it'll always be at background level.
Okay. So it's recorded and live background level music.
Yes.
No DJs, no promoted events, scheduled performances, or events with covers. There's no alteration without first coming before the community board, no pub crawls or party buses. And what's the answer about happy hours? Because both were checked off. It said no happy hours or happy hours.
So happy hour
to 8 p.m.
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Happy hour and 8.
Okay, happy hours to 8 p.m. No unlimited drink specials, no wait lines outside, and staff outside. So staff outside means someone who's just responsible for overseeing people in noise outside, not somebody who's outside all the time.
Yes.
We'll speak to security, because security is something that was listed in the questionnaire I haven't addressed. But with respect to the backyard, so it would be a backyard with no more than 15 tables.
Yes.
30 seats.
Yes.
I'm just going to do hours of 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. all day.
Yeah. So 6 p.m. the weekdays and 11 p.m. on the weekends.
Yeah, I know, but let's see
So
how
we
it
just
goes.
made the one just down the street. Didn't the restaurant, the Jose Luis? Didn't we make them close their backyard at 9?
Michael, are you okay with 10 p.m. 7 days a week?
I could do that if that's what they prefer.
I think 10 p.m. would be better. I think we made the Thai place, or the Italian, Thai, Mediterranean, whatever they are, 9, and they're at 186 or 184.
I think the only one that's open longer has been a long-standing backyard.
Yeah.
I think
over the course of business.
I believe he's open till 10, but doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Alex, can you repeat the number of tables in the backyard? I see.
Sorry?
What? I said 15 and 30. 15 tables, 30 seats.
15 tables, 30 seats?
Yes.
Yeah.
Decent size.
So I'm okay. So what do you want to do with respect to the backyard?
Okay.
He said he was okay with 10 p.m. all days.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. all days, no music in the backyard.
Done.
Okay. And that door closed whenever there's any amplified sound, that applies to the backyard door too. So it's any front or rear facade entrance door. And doors have to be closed whenever there's any amplified sound. Because I know people have a tendency to prop open their back door. Then with respect to security, he has one security guard all days from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Yes.
Does anybody want to?
I'm sorry? I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh.
The last
We're
part?
talking about the security guard?
Yes. 7 to 11.
That's the only outstanding stipulation.
Yes, he is having one.
Now,
What?
so on the weekends, because we're open till 12 now. I usually have the security guy stay until till midnight. Is that okay?
So what is it? 7 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Usually comes in at 6 to 12.
Okay.
He's also acting as a maitre d' as well, seating.
Which days?
All days?
He's there Wednesday through Saturday.
All right.
Right now, I had a guy on Sunday through Tuesday, but I had to let him go. So.
Okay. But is it your idea that you would have somebody there all day, all the days?
Yeah, I prefer it. Even though we're not like a typical bar where there's a lot of nonsense that goes on, but I prefer it because I like to protect the sanctity of the people who are dating. There's a lot of like Tinder and a lot of people that are there, and we have a history of people meeting and getting engaged. We've had some engagement celebrations there, and they get married and they come back. So I don't want.
So then I'm just gonna put one security guard from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. as needed.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Is there a second or any amendments for this resolution? No. Second. Thank you, Herman. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Rosa, do you want me to send the stipulation to you?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. That's it.
Thank
so
you.
That's how you're going to get
Thank
it. You'll
you.
get it by email from the community board office.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
You're welcome. All right, moving on to number 16. This is an OP application for 218 Avenue A for a tavern with minimal food. I see John and Michael Kelly are here there for that application.
Good morning.
Tavern with minimal food, recorded music, DJs, no outdoor space on the first floor. Okay. This location was previously the Horse Box. It was last approved an OP license in February of 2010. The stipulations to have hours of 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. all days, employ security at all times, play recorded background music only, have a closed facade. The C of O is 74, 5 tables, 16 seats, a 22 foot by 9 foot bar with 21 stools, 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. all days, a prep area serving food to within 1 hour of closing, consisting of burritos and pizza. That's what's stated in the questionnaire. Closed facade, 4 TVs, recorded background music, no promoted events, scheduled performances, or events with cover fees, 1 security guard Thursday through Saturday, existing soundproofing, no pub crawls or party buses, happy hours to 8 p.m. There's no agreement about no wait lines. There is an agreement to have a staff person responsible for patrons and noise outside. The applicant counted 9 OPs within 500 feet. I also counted 1 pending one. And he's operated numerous businesses in the area, including another business on Avenue A. So, okay, here's your opportunity to make a presentation or a statement.
I had some things in. John did speak to.
I'm sorry, did you say you have something good? Is that what you said?
Hopefully. It's a little early for me. John did speak to Andrew Kawami, who had concerns about outdoor seating, which we won't have except possibly open restaurant seating due to COVID. He's happy it's going to stay a sports bar, the neighborhood one. We will be trying to hire some of the old staff back because they're the ones who know the regular customers that come in. Nobody lives on the 2nd or 3rd floors at this time. And John has spoken to the resident on the 4th floor, which he can speak to. Basically, the only change that's going to happen is the ownership. And John, as you know, is an accomplished operator on the Lower East Side.
Okay. Go ahead. You want to say something?
No, you said it all. We'll pretty much keep it the same, other than some paint and cleaning up a few things. You know, the staff didn't realize that they were going to be out of work. They thought they were coming back. So I actually reached out to maybe 4 or 5 of the old staff. So they were going to be coming back. They're looking forward to it. And like I said, we're not really changing anything. It's going to stay the same and look the same other than some paint and some pitches. And I really don't want to deal with the outdoor seating. I'm dealing with it now, and it's chaotic enough, and I made that clear to the landlord. But the only way I would have to deal with it is if, you know, something happens in the summer and they close us down again, where I had no choice because obviously I'm on the hook for the rent. But I did make a deal with him, you know, when we do have lower capacity to pay lower rent. The only way is if they shut things down totally, where I couldn't have anybody inside, and I'm going to have no choice but to deal with the seats outside. But realistically, I don't want to deal with any more seats outside. You know, I've had it. It's chaotic to deal with, and it's you know, enough.
Okay. Can you serve the burritos and pizza all hours, not within 1 hour of closing? Okay.
Yeah, I could serve it to them whenever they want.
All right.
Alex, did you say during your portion that the closed fixed facade, don't those windows open, John? Oh, they don't? Okay.
I looked. I mean, unless I missed something, but
no. I was remembering them opening, but I wasn't positive.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have any comments or questions?
No, I think I'm fine with this.
Okay. All right. So then I'll do the making of a resolution, which will state that this is an application for an OP license, what the elements of the application are, when the last location was approved, when the license was issued, what the history is for this applicant, the number of licenses in the area, that the applicant has stated that he will maintain the method of operation, and some of the staff of the pre-existing business. Given that this was a previously licensed location and that the applicant intends to operate it in the same way and with some of the same staff, we would approve this with stipulations governing the method of operation, those being that it operates as a tavern with less than a full service kitchen, serving food during all hours of operation, with hours of operation of 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. all days, no commercial use of the outdoor areas, a closed fixed facade with no open doors or windows, recorded background music, no DJs, live music, promoted events with covers or scheduled performances, no alteration without first coming before the community board, no pub crawls or party buses. Happy hours to 8 p.m.
Excuse me?
You're asking for, I'm just writing down what the happy hours are.
I just need the hours. Till 8 p.m.
What happy hours to 8 p.m.
Okay.
Right? That's not true. No unlimited drink specials. No wait lines. No wait lines, John, if you can help it. No wait lines and staff outside. It's a small space, right?
650 square feet.
Yeah. Okay. So was there there's security? So what is it? One security guard at the door Thursdays through Saturdays from when to when?
I usually I'm not sure with that space yet. I sometimes have them come in at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I'm not 100% sure, but till 4 in the morning.
Okay.
You want to just put 8 o'clock?
Yeah, sure. 8 p.m. to closing.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Or any
second.
amendment?
I'll second.
Ellen beat you, Clint.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
All those in favor? Ellen?
Okay.
Okay. Oh, yes. 0 no. Okay. All right. Michael, you want me to send it to you?
Yes, please.
Just you? John, do you want to be included?
Sure.
I don't think I have your email, though.
You want me to type it on this thing?
Yeah, that would be fine. How old is your computer? No, whose computer is making that noise? Because he's muted. No, it's your computer? Or I think it's, as my mother would say, the internet that I'm hearing.
It's just tired. It's worn out.
Yeah, that's how my computer feels after all this. It's tired and worn out.
Oh, there it goes. Okay.
Okay. One more.
I got it.
You got it. Okay.
All right. I will send, the office will send you the stipulation. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Take care.
Night, Mike.
I'm moving on to number 17. Rosa, are you also here for number 17? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Are you here for number 17, 359 Grand Street?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm
We
sorry.
thought you were just hanging around because you enjoyed.
Yes. And Emily is also here for that, Jetta?
Mind you, I set up my son's computer and I'm still trying to figure out how to use it.
But you sound louder. So is Emily the applicant?
No. The applicant is not here.
Where is the applicant?
He's home taking care of newborns. He tried to stay on, but they woke up.
So I guess we'll have to decide what we do about that, because generally we have to have the applicant present to hear an application.
But
we'll see. I understand the circumstances in the late hour. We'll see how it goes. But
he's a long-time operator. He's been in operation for over 30 years. no adverse history, no complaints, no violations. He owns a bunch of places throughout the city. Pick a Bagel, some places have liquor licenses, some places do. He owns Freedman's Lunch, Pick a Bagel, and he does a bunch of deli places, no late night establishments. It's a very family-oriented business.
Okay. So this is an application then at the location that was previously Randall.
Yes.
This is Randall. We approved in September of 2017 to operate as a full-service barbecue restaurant, serving food all hours, having hours of 11 a.m. to 1, Sunday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 2, Thursday through Saturday. Having a sidewalk cafe with 4 tables and 8 seats within the building line with hours of 12 to 10 all days. Closing the facade at 10, playing recorded background music, not applying for an alt without coming to us. Alteration without coming to the community board, excuse me. Having happy hours to 7 p.m., hosting pub crawls or party buses, not having unlimited drink specials, not having wait lines, and having staff responsible for overseeing people and noise outside. This application has a C of O 74, 11 tables, 40 seats, a 15-foot bar with 6 stools, no outdoor space, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. all day, a kitchen open all hours serving American food, a closed facade, no TVs, recorded background music, no promoted events, scheduled performances or events with cover fees, no security, existing soundproofing, no pub crawls or party buses, no happy hours, no wait lines, and staff outside. There was a letter submitted from SPACE, which is a residents association in that area, stating that they support this application because of the moderate hours of operation and the understanding about what the method of operation would be, which is as a full service restaurant.
The only thing I want to be able to correct is that I thought I heard you say no outdoor space.
Your notice said no outdoor space, and there isn't any outdoor space referenced in the questionnaire.
Okay, so in the outdoor question, when I filled out the questionnaire for the community board, I filled out sidewalk cafe, 10 seats, rear yard, 30 seats. Did you not get that?
No. What did you tell me? What you?
Okay. So when I filled out the community board questionnaire.
Oh, she's right, Alex. It's on the questionnaire, not on the application for the SLA.
So that was a typo.
Yeah,
but when I filled out the questionnaire for the community board, I said, excuse me, sidewalk cafe, 10 seats, rear yard, 30 seats. And I gave a diagram reflecting that.
Well,
so I don't remember that when I went through the questionnaire.
The application on the questionnaire, at least the one that I downloaded today, was sidewalk cafe, 10 seats, back patio, 16 seats.
I have it here. I have 30. And this is the only copy I have because this is the copy I scanned over to the community board. I didn't change anything.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the one I downloaded earlier right before the meeting from the website.
Yeah, no, I understand, but this is the only copy that I have, and it's the only thing I sent over to the community board.
Oh yeah, I see what Clint says. Sidewalk cafe, 10 seats, patio, 16. But did you give a diagram that reflects what that looks like?
I did. Because I purposely had their architect send it over to me so I can send it over to you. There is no diagram. All I see is a drawing of the blocks. Hold on. Yeah. Because I'm just looking.
Yeah,
I don't think we'd have an issue with the space within the building line that's in front of the business. I don't know what the space behind the business looks like.
Okay, all right.
And those strips are different behind each of them, so it's hard to.
Yeah.
And there wasn't. This was before Randall's. This was an unlicensed location.
It's always been a Randall. Well, it was Randall's beforehand. I know that that's all story buildings. There's a lot of open space. And I'm so sorry. You know what? You're right. I was still in Ruby's.
I don't see that.
I apologize, which is why I was looking at 30. It's
looking.
It is 16. That's my fault.
Oh, that's okay. It's late.
I was in Ruby. I was in Ruby's file. That's my fault. I'm sorry.
Okay. So it's 10 on the front sidewalk cafe and 16
yeah, I'm sorry.
in the back patio.
10 and 16.
And 10 and what is that? It just says seats. Is that 5 tables, 10 seats? What are you talking about? I don't see the backyard.
Yeah, I don't see the diagram.
Okay, so 1 second.
I just see the interior space.
10 tables outside and 16 in the patio.
No, but is it 5 tables and 10 seats outside?
He always does everything even numbers, so 4 divided into 16.
I'm sorry, what does that mean?
Well, 16 seats with 4 tops would be 4 tops. Yes. But in front, it's just 10. So is that 5 2 tops or 2 4 tops and a 2 top?
No, he always does everything even.
Well, what's the 10 then? 2 5s? I don't.
2 5s.
Do you think it's 2 tables and 10 seats? And then what are the proposed hours for the outdoor space? Because that's not included.
So the outdoor space is going to be 10 and 11. He always closes his places by 11. The only reason I put 12 on the application is to be able to give everything to be able to close, but he's a very early establishment.
Mm-hmm. And when is he proposing to open the outdoor space in the front?
He always opens early. So he always opens his restaurants by 6 o'clock in the morning to serve breakfast. But then the cafe will only go out at like between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning.
So you're saying open between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning outside, closing at 10 p.m.
Yes.
Weekdays, and so then what is weekends, Friday and Saturday?
No, he pretty much has his open hours of operation the same time, 7 days a week. So he normally
Oh no, I'm sorry. I heard you say 10 and 11. So I'm just trying to figure out what you're asking for the outside.
No, for the morning, because he always serves breakfast. Because he's a very early morning establishment. So he owns the Pick-Up Bagels, the Freedman's Lunch. So he's always open early in the morning to be able to serve breakfast. And then he always closes by like 10. I don't even think he's open at 10 o'clock at night. So
I'm asking about the outdoor space. So when would the outdoor space be open and when would it close?
The outdoor space will be at 8 o'clock in the morning.
To when? To 10?
No. Oh, God. He closes the outdoor space about maybe 9 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night.
is this something that you're going to need him here for to go through?
No, he's not a
Well,
liquor establishment.
No, I understand that, but is it necessary for him to be present so that we can go through what these outdoor uses are going to be? Because I don't want to try to negotiate stipulations and then we have to renegotiate that.
It will be 8 o'clock in the morning until no later than 10 o'clock at night.
So that's what I asked, but then you said no 9 o'clock.
Yeah. So his outdoor use will be 8 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night.
So you're asking for that for both the sidewalk cafe and the backyard?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and I don't know what, because I don't have any photographs. I know you said there's big open space behind 359, but some of those places have space behind them and some don't. And I don't know what it looks like.
So it's over there. When I looked it up, it looks like it's not a strip mall. It's all one unit. It's on a very private street with only one story. There's no residences behind.
Oh, yeah. It's here. I can. Hold on, I'll share this.
Thank you. Oh, perfect. So if you zoom into the map on the left-hand corner.
Yeah, but here you're seeing it's true. It's just a. So it's right in this.
Call it a strip mall because it's not a strip mall.
It's in this little section right here. So it's even shielded. It's shielded a little bit even from the Seward Park co-ops by the back of this building.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's residences going around, but there's nothing right next to it.
Okay. So then I think we just have to decide about whether or not we agree with those hours of operation for the outdoor spaces. Do you want me to go to the making of a resolution, or does anybody have any questions or suggestions?
I'm fine. Oh, so you know what? The only thing I might say, Grand Street, I'm fine with 8 a.m. I think that's fine. I just wonder if 8 a.m., not that I think it's going to be crowded and loud, I think it's shielded enough. I think it's probably okay. I think I'm okay with it.
From what?
Well, I was just thinking 8 a.m., if people were out there at 8 a.m. talking, are those voices going to carry over?
No, not at all. He's really a breakfast joint where he does like his bagels, his coffee.
I think, yeah, I'm okay with it. I was thinking about it, but.
Okay, anybody else? So,
I'm okay.
All right, Ellen, you okay? Can we go forward with a resolution?
I'm fine, yeah.
Okay. So this applicant is applying for an OP license. The next whereas clause will be the elements of the application, the history of the location when the previous license was issued, the number of OPs within 500 feet, and the applicant history. And given that this was a location was previously operated as a restaurant, the applicant is seeking to operate it in the same way with daytime hours, daytime and early evening hours of operation. We would approve with stipulations governing its method of operation, that being that it operates as a full-service American restaurant with a kitchen open and serving food all hours. Indoor hours of operation of 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. all days. A fixed facade, a closed facade with no open doors or windows, recorded background music, no promoted events, scheduled performances, events with covers, DJs or live music. No alteration without first coming before us, no pub crawls or party buses, no unlimited drink specials, no happy hours, no wait lines, and a staff person responsible for overseeing people and noise outside. With respect to outdoor space, the applicant would have a sidewalk cafe within its building line, or consisting of 2 tables and 10 seats, and hours of operation of 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. all days. And backyard seating for dining, consisting of 4 tables and 16 seats, with hours of operation of 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. all days. Okay, does anybody want to amend that, or does anybody want to second it?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we'll send this one to you as well.
Good night.
Down. You too. Have a good night. We have one more item.
Good night.
Take care.
Okay.
So before we adjourn, with respect to the
District needs statement.
The needs statement, we have to vote it. There were only 2 corrections that I was going to make to the language, which don't change the substance at all. So, and they were on the last paragraph that we drafted last month. In the middle of the paragraph, it says the city elected to again allow this use in June of 2020. I was going to take out again, and again allow and put continue. And the last sentence says these conditions have highlighted the need for sufficient all hours enforcement of outdoor dining areas and cafes. And I was just going to put these conditions have highlighted the need for all hours enforcement of outdoor dining areas and cafes. And that's it.
Okay.
Is that good?
That's fine with me.
All right.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
4 of us. And then we have to, who's this person? Who's still here?
I think she fell asleep.
Okay, well, not a surprise.
I know.
It's very late.
I'll make a motion.
I'm sorry.
Motion
I
to
knew we would
adjourn.
have a lot of things, yes. I knew we would have a lot of things that would cause us some time.
It would be painful.
Go ahead. You want to do a motion to adjourn? Herman did a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, everybody in favor? Ellen, you too?
Yes.
Apparently, we're supposed to do a roll call vote, but I feel like we're intimate enough at the gathering to not have to do that because we can all see each other.
We all acknowledged it. We all said it. I think I got you all.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for sticking it
Thank
out.
you. All right.
Have
Good
a
night.
good night. Bye.